Hi, Skylar.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Okay, that answers my question. You can hear me.
I
That's good.
can, yep.
Okay. I know I got a couple more people who are planning on joining, so I'm going to give it just a couple of minutes here. I am going to share my screen though. And then you tell me, hold on. All right. So do you see on my screen? Right now it says passive income.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Can I go to the beginning here? Where are you from, Skylar? Which market center are you associated with?
I am moving to Salem, Oregon, Friday actually. I'm in California right now.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
So are you going to be joining Capital City?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Is that who's in Salem?
Yeah,
Okay, then yeah, I will.
excellent. That's my market center, so that's
Awesome.
great. All right. All right. And we have Caitlin. Hi.
Hello.
Caitlin, where are you located? Which market center are you out of?
I'm gonna be out of Sunset Corridor.
Excellent. Yay. I love to see all these new faces. All right, and Skylar. All right, I know I have at least one more person, so um this is, oh good, here comes Jake. What's our time? Okay, we got just a minute. And Quinn. All right, hi Jake, hi Quinn, I'm assuming.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, yeah,
Good.
my name is Tim. Sorry.
Oksana. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a full class today. I'm so excited. Yay. All right. So this is probably the first Ignite class y'all have taken since we're at session 1. Yes? No? Have any of you taken any others? Okay. So
I
Ignite.
took Ignite back in Utah because I was actually an agent out in Utah before I moved out here.
Okay. Okay, that's great. Well, it's probably, I don't know if it's the same, similar, or what, because I'm not familiar with that. But hopefully, even if it is the same thing, you'll learn something new today. Um, this is a program that's for you guys. So I know we're going to have several people here, but I want you to get the most out of this that you possibly can. So if you do have questions or anything, don't hesitate to ask. I am Lynn Marino. I am the Agent Service Coordinator, Market Center Tech Trainer out of the Salem office. And I'll be teaching this session 1 of Ignite today. I think we'll just go ahead and get started. It is a 2-hour class, however, they don't usually last that long, but we'll take several breaks too. And if you guys need a break, just let me know, okay? All right, so I did introduce myself. So I will admit too, I'm used to working on 2 computer screens. And right now I'm working on a laptop because of some things that are going on in our market center. So bear with me. I know I'm a market center tech trainer, but sometimes that's even difficult for me. So, but it is what it is. Okay. So we're going to start out. Again, I'm Lynn. Ignite is a group of classes, trainings, but they're independent, they're individuals. So it is a series, but you don't have to do them in a series, if that makes sense. So it is a long-term training program. So we want you to attend as many Ignite classes as you possibly can, because obviously the more you take, the more you learn, the better equipped you're going to be. We all know that real estate school is developed to help us pass a real estate test. Once you do that, there's a lot to learn. And so we like to offer these Ignite classes to give you hopefully a leg up in the market. I have a statistic here that's awesome. The failure rate in real estate for the first year, 87%. That's high. However, those who do go through a program such as this have a much higher rate of still being in real estate within 1 year. So the first year usually is going to be tough. It's going to be a very difficult year. So this is the time to really plug in and learn as much as you can. Do a lot of networking. Attend as many classes as you possibly can. This is going to set you up for success. And this is your first class in a series. Now, I don't know exactly how many classes there are in Ignite. You will get information about the classes through Mara, your PC coach, as well as through your Market Center Digest that comes out every Monday, and sometimes through text messages. So I just encourage you to mark your calendars and attend as many of those as you possibly can. So today we're going to talk about being the real estate expert that you are. We're going to talk a little bit about lead generation and then lead follow-up, and then a little bit about transactions. We're also going to talk about mindset and some other tools that you can use to help you just become more confident in your real estate career. All right, so let me make sure I have my notes here too. I'm a big note taker, so when I put together the class or was asked to teach the class, I made some notes here. So I just want to make sure that I don't miss anything. So these 4 areas right here are just to help you, again, to succeed, to spark your career. Again, we are here to encourage and support you in your business. You are an independent contractor. This is your business, but we are here to help you develop that business into a success. So the class today is scheduled for 2 hours. And it's just going to depend on you guys, how much you ask questions and everything else. We are going to be doing a little bit of side work as we go. And so I just want you to make sure you have something good to drink. Caitlin looks like she's got something there. So, okay. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about sparking your career, embracing your job, connecting with your market, and to define your value as a real estate expert. Okay, so let's just move on with that. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to develop a new way of thinking. So basically that means we're going to brainwash you. That's a joke. We are going to help you maybe think differently than you have in the past, to help you think like the professional that you are. We're going to talk about Keller Williams culture and why our culture leads into your success. And then we're going to talk about your market center. Have any of you guys taken the new agent orientation or the tech orientation? I don't recognize your names. I teach both of those as well. And a lot of the stuff that you're going to learn in those, you're also going to learn here. And one of those is that at Keller Williams, we talk in what's called Kellerisms. So we use a lot of initialism for certain things. So if you don't know, an MC is your market center, which is what we call our offices here. KW obviously is Keller Williams, but there's a whole list of Kellerisms. So if I use one and you're not familiar with it, please do not hesitate to say, Lynn, what does that mean? Okay, you guys promised me that? Okay, perfect. All right. So we're going to talk about the KW culture, which uses a lot of the Kellerisms. Your market center value. We're going to talk about resources available to you through Keller Williams. Then we're going to talk about your career vision. And this is a place where you're going to be able to sit down and really think about your specific goals and where you want to go with your career. Then we're going to talk about a daily success system. And then we're going to talk about recap and any ahas. All right. So, all right. I love this quote. And I think it's really appropriate for this time in this whole program. It says, anybody can do it. Anyone can do it, but not everyone will do it. Will you? That is a great quote from Gary Keller, right out of The Millionaire Real Estate Investor. Obviously, a lot of this comes directly from Gary about his real estate career and what he has learned along the way. It's interesting. I was talking even with my husband the other day, and we were talking about there's two reasons that people don't do something. One, they don't want to, which you can do nothing about. If somebody doesn't want to do something, you're not going to make them do it. The other thing is they don't know how. Well, if you don't know how, there is something you can do about it. You can learn. And so the fact that each one of you is sitting here today tells me that you're here because you want to do it. And now we're going to teach you how to do it. All right. So these are 6 personal perspectives. These come again based on Gary Keller's trainings himself. So the first thing we're going to talk about is we're going to commit to self-mastery. And then we're going to commit to the 80-20 principle. You're all familiar with that, yes? Where 80% of what you do results in 20% of your success, and vice versa. So we want to make sure that we are working productively and proactively, as opposed to working, and instead of working at our business, we want to work in our business. We're going to move from E to P. And what does that mean? From entrepreneur to purpose. Then we're going to make learning based foundation of your action plan. And so again, we're going to go through that as we go through the course. We're going to talk about what your action plan looks like. We're going to remove your limiting beliefs. Those are huge. And then learn to be accountable, because all of these things together are tools that you're going to need in order to set yourself up for success. So how are we doing? Any questions? We doing good? Okay. All right. So one of the things that I learned many years ago is that a lot of people will look at what they're not good at, and they'll focus a lot of their time trying to improve that, which is honorable and noble. You would think that that would make sense. But if you are not inclined to play the piano and you just don't have that musical ability, you can put a lot of time and effort into it that's just not going to give you the result that you want. So you need to know what your goals are, and you need to focus on how to use what you are good at to get to those goals. You may be a people person, and you may love to talk on the phone and talk to people. And so cold calling for you, easy. Another person is going to just be a deer in the headlights when it comes to making cold calls. So know your goals, and then know your strengths and weaknesses. So know what it is that you're going to be good at that's going to help you to achieve those goals. Okay. So you have to learn to work with your strengths and your weaknesses, and you need to seek and master the necessary knowledge, skills, and habits to reach your goals. So again, we're going to teach you a lot of ways to get to success, but you have to still work within, who you are and within your personality and what your personal and professional goals are and where you want them to go. Okay. This just kind of goes over that 80-20 principle again. I think most of you have probably heard about the 80-20%. Again, 20% of your actions leads to 80% of your results. So what you do with your time is going to directly affect your output. Okay, so when we talk about entrepreneur to purpose, a lot of times you're going to see that there are people who are really, really, really good at something, and it just seems to come really easy to them. And they get to a certain point, and then they don't progress beyond that. They keep bumping the ceiling, if you will. So there's like this invisible ceiling, and they do great, and they do the things that they know to do, and they get to a certain level of success, but they're never quite breaking through that ceiling. So we are going to look at the purposeful approach and help you break that natural ceiling. And with that, we're going to use focus, models, systems, breakthroughs. Okay. This one's a big one. I love this. And my notes. Never be afraid to take notes. Okay. Okay, so with this kind of goes to what I was saying before. You know, people do what they know how to do, and they will get to a certain level, right? But they just can't break through that level because they don't know what they don't know. And so in order to achieve that, you have to go into a learning-based method or system in order to raise up through that ceiling to get to a higher self-actualization. Okay, so here we come to another quote. I love this too. I'm neither especially clever nor especially gifted. I am only very, very curious. I live with a husband who drives me crazy with questions, but he is also wildly intelligent. And he has said that, you know, from the time he was a child, you know, he could barely talk, and his mom would put him to bed and he'd say, "Mommy, why? Mommy, what's that? What's that?" He's extremely, extremely curious. And so I think curiosity has a lot to do with the person's success. If you're not curious, you're not learning. What would be the purpose? Why would you care? So I love this quote. I think it's an awesome one. And of course, it comes from Albert Einstein, who they say he was kind of smart. All right. Okay, we're going to move on to limiting beliefs. There are belief systems that we have become accustomed to, whether through nature or nurture. We have beliefs that we have gathered along the way. We have limiting beliefs, which are, you know, phrases such as, "Oh, I can't do this. I'm not talented enough. I'm not smart enough. I can't devote 3 hours of every day to lead generation. I don't have enough time for training." So there is no end to belief systems out there, and it's the ones that you use that are holding you back. So we need to break through those limiting beliefs to unlimiting belief thinking. So this is where I said we're going to kind of retrain your brain, because what you believe, I think there's a really cool saying that I heard one time. She thought she could, so she did. I love that, because and in fact, I'm not a tattoo person. I have extremely sensitive skin. But if I were to get a tattoo, I would get a little tattoo on my hand right here that says believe. Because belief, if you don't have belief, you have nothing. So you have to believe in yourself, believe that you can do it, and you can. It doesn't take any special talent. It just takes determination and passion and care. Anybody have any questions at this point? Okay, cool. So this is a great graph that just kind of shows you the difference between poor attitudes and healthy, happy attitudes. So on the left-hand side there, you're going to see limiting beliefs. You're going to see the negative side of accountability, whereas on the right side, you're going to see more of the positive. So if you don't seek reality and you're ignorant, but you don't seek to learn more, where does that get you? However, if you become aware of your situations and you become aware that you don't know, then you have the ability to seek the reality, to learn. If you want to fight reality, denial, that's not the way it is. That's not how I see it. That's your perception. So again, you're limiting your own beliefs by closing your mind. And what you need to do is you need to acknowledge reality with clarity, such as, this is the way it is. I've got this. I see what's going on. So you just have to, again, it's a mind shift to try to understand life in a different perspective. One's not right, one's not wrong, but the way you see it can make a huge difference in your outcome. You can blame others. Everybody at some point has done this in life. If everybody would just do their job, or it's not my fault, it's yours, or why didn't you change something? Instead of looking and blaming others, own it. Own your own energy and your focus. It can be, it is what it, if it is to be, oh yeah, oh, I like that. If it is to be, then it's up to me. What do I want? This is my responsibility. So when you realize that when you don't shift the blame to others and you take it on yourself, then you are the one that actually has control of your own mind and your own outcome. There's personal excuses. It's not my job. I was never given a chance. It doesn't work here. Again, once you tell yourself these things, it shuts the door, because you stop thinking about a way to find solutions, which are possibilities. You think about, what are my options? How can I get what I want? What can I do? So again, you're shifting from negative to positive, from limiting to empowerment. Weights and hopes, resignation. It was meant to be. If it was meant to be, it'll happen. Time will tell. It's out of my hands. Again, this is putting your fate out there just willy-nilly and just going with the flow, instead of creating an action plan where you say, let's get started. Time's up. Let's go. This is what I will do. So again, everybody has the ability to think and see negatively, or think and see positively. So when you think negatively, you're going to get one outcome. When you think positively, you're going to get another one. Okay, I love this too. Now, I'm not familiar with this author, but I sure love this quote. Happiness is not an individual sport. God did not, I don't know where you are religiously, but I believe that God did not make us to be independent. He created us to love, encourage, and help and support one another. And so I believe that in order to be very successful in your business, a good source of people who are helping you to be accountable and proactive are there to help you become a better person that you are, and to be a better agent overall. So don't think of this as you're alone, even though you are an independent contractor per se. Especially in real estate, you are surrounded by a group who really loves, encourages, and supports you. So don't hesitate to pull from that. Get an accountability partner. Come into the office. Talk to our ALC. Our ALC is a group of agents who are made up of the top 20 producing agents out of the office, and they have an open door policy. They are there to answer whatever questions that you might have to help you in your own real estate journey. the resources are available, use them. They're useless if you don't. Okay, we're gonna stop here for a second and see if anybody has any ahas. Anything that I've said at this point, maybe that anybody can elaborate on or wants to add their own thoughts or ideas on? Nobody?
Uh, I guess I would say like the 20% of your actions lead to 80% of your results. Like my mind when I think about that is you you have to give 110%. You know what I mean? Like it's not just go in and do like the minimum, like that's not the field this is. Like you have to put in the work in order to get results out. So, you know, even though you're putting in 100%, 100% is gonna give you only a certain amount of results. If you want higher results, you got to put in more work.
Yeah, that's a really good observation, Caitlin. Yes, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. 110%, 120%. But again, it's what you do with that percentage too that's going to help your outcome. So yes, I agree. Let's make the time that we put into it worth it. All right. So now we're going to talk a little bit about KW culture. If and when you guys take your new agent orientation and your tech orientation, you're going to hear a lot of this again. But I think it's very, very, very important. I sold real estate back in the state of Colorado, way back in the early 2000s. And the city that I was in did not have a Keller Williams. If it did, I would have joined one because I absolutely love the culture here. I think that uh, this company truly cares. And this company has the tools and the resources to help you to succeed, whereas some, they just let you go. So we're going to talk a little bit about the KW culture and why I think it's so wonderful. We have a variety of things that we do here. One is called MVVBP. That's our mission, vision, values, beliefs, and purpose system, which we'll talk about here in a minute. We also have Red Day. Red Day is a day of giving back. So the third Thursday of May, every Keller Williams worldwide shuts down and volunteers to help another group in their community. They help in their community with the charitable events. And so I think it's a great way to put others' wants and needs and desires ahead of our own. We have KW Cares, which is a philanthropic 501c3 organization that provides resources for those who are in need. We got KW Kids Can, which is just a way to encourage kids to also be all that they can be. There is diversity, equity, and inclusion in our culture. And then we have culture ambassadors as well. So I like that this company doesn't focus just on us, but that we actually give back to our communities. Our MVVBPs, again, I said this is our mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspective. You will probably see these posted around your market center. I haven't been to a market center yet where they weren't posted somewhere on the wall. So our mission here is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. Our belief system is our Y4C2Ts. This is our North Star, if you will. And underneath my bold rainbow here, I have my MVP, my Y4C2T t-shirts. Again, it's kind of one of those Kellerisms where if you look down the left-hand side, you're going to see WIY. You're going to see 4 C's, 2 TES. So what those stand for is win-win or no deal. I don't know about you, but I don't like to be a loser and I don't want anybody else to lose either. So we work to make everybody win. Integrity, we always do the right thing. Customers always come first. We practice commitment in all things. Communication, we seek first to understand. So part of that is learning to be a good listener. Creativity is ideas before results. Teamwork, together everyone achieves more. Again, we all win or we all lose. I want to be on the winning team, and I assume you guys do too. Trust starts with honesty. Equity is opportunities for all. And of course, success results through people. This slide just kind of highlights some of the things that we've already talked about. Our Red Day. I did not know until just this year, though. I thought Red Day meant red because Keller Williams logo is red, which is part of it. But the other part is that red stands for renewal, renew, energize, and donate. I did not know that. So it kind of has a double entendre there. And again, this is a time where the entire company takes the second Thursday of every May to help with communities and serve our communities. Again, I talked about KW Cares, the philanthropic 501c3, where we give back on not only personal levels, but for disaster relief as well. And then KW Kids, it's just dedicated to empower young adults to be all that they can be. Any ahas at this point? Okay. Next, we're going to talk about the KW value and your market center value. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are aware, but Keller Williams is often in the top. It's at the top of a variety of lists. Top franchise for veterans in 2021, top female-friendly company, top 500 franchises. The Experience Brokerage Network has been the top workplace for the last 5 years in a row. So we are an award-winning company that really focuses on not just real estate and business, but on people as well. So we're really good, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. We have some of the best training and coaching. Again, if you have not gone through your orientations yet, you will learn much more about those through the orientations. There are also always ongoing classes that are going to help you with ongoing training, how to use the command system. Is there anybody here that's not familiar with command and what it is? You guys all know? Okay. All right. So Command being the proprietary customer relationship management system for Keller Williams exclusively. We also offer local and regional training. You're going to have training right in your market center. You're going to have it on a market center basis. You're going to have it regionally, nationally and internationally. I mean, there are a variety of opportunities to get ongoing training and education. And so a lot of that you can access right through Command on your computer. Then we have, additional events that go on, Family Reunion and Make a Camp, which are two of our biggest, they're conventions. They are international conventions. Family Reunion is held every February. It moves around the country so that it makes it easier for agents across the nation to participate. And then Mega Agent Camp is always in Austin, which is where we're based, and it's in August. So those are two opportunities to get together for continuing training, education, coaching, networking, that kind of thing. Then you have Keller Williams University, including the Ignite that you're in right now. There is on-command training, and then we've got our upcoming Bold. So if you have not taken Bold, which most of you probably have not since you're fairly new to real estate, specifically Keller Williams, it is a 6-week course trained to, again, help you change your mindset to really focus and really tuned into how to do your job at top level. We do have the command, we have the technology. This command system was created by agents for agents. It is very robust. It changes, I shouldn't say changes, but it upgrades. And we're getting more and more, it's becoming much more friendly, user friendly. Everything that you need for your business can be held right here within Command, including your contacts, your contact base. You can do marketing out of it. Your website is run from it. Again, you will learn a lot about it during your tech orientation. But just like anything else, the best way to learn it is to use it. And there are continuing and ongoing technology, teaching and training to help you do just that. So again, just keep your eyes and ears out for additional opportunities that you can learn how to use these systems, because that's what they're there for. They were created by agents for success. The Command has a mobile app, which is basically Command in the palm of your hand. It is your desktop version that is available on your smart device. So you can do practically everything on your mobile plan that, or on your mobile device that you can on your desktop. In fact, there are some things that are even easier in the mobile app than on the desktop, such as uploading your your contacts. So this is a great way to just stay in touch when you're not able to be in the office. And then, of course, there is a consumer-facing app as well. And once you have your customers and clients download this, then it is branded specifically to you. So if they do have questions or anything, you are the one that they will have the contact information for. And so it gives you an opportunity to interact with them directly. Okay. We also have what is called Area Pro. So what it is, it's your market center value. It's the language of real estate. If you are going to go into a listing appointment, or even when you meet with buyers, oftentimes it's very important to know what's going on in the market. When somebody asks you, hey, how's the market? And you go, oh, it's fine. Or, oh, interest rates are high. That doesn't make you sound like the professional that you are. But this particular software is called Area Pro. And again, you'll learn more about it in your orientation. It helps you to understand the market of the moment. So it's going to show you instantly how many closed units, closed volume, listings taken. It's going to show you what's the average days on market. This is just an opportunity for you to get in front of your clients and help them to understand what the temperature is of the market at the moment, so that they have a better understanding of what to expect. It used to be that there was a time when somebody would put their home on the market, and within 6 hours they'd have 6 offers. Well, that's not the market that we're in right now. And a lot of people don't know that. They don't understand how that works. So this program is going to give you the statistics that you need in order to educate your customers and clients into what is realistic. So it's just another tool that helps you become the professional that you are. So it's just another one of the tools that we like to give you to enable you to succeed. All right. Each market center has they have their mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspectives. KW Cares Red Day. Each one has a leadership team. So each market center is going to have an operating principal. You're going to have a team leader. So that team leader is going to be responsible for recruiting and high level coaching and training. Some of them have assistant team leaders. Your market center administrator is your accounting section of the market center. So anything money, commissions, office rent payments, whatever is going to be through your market center administrator. And then you have your Market Center Technology Trainer. Usually it's your Agent Service Coordinator, Market Center Tech Trainer, which is what I am. And then up in Sunset Corridor, you've got Adriana and Michelle. In Eugene, you've got Ashley. And then down in Medford, you've got Allison. So one of those 4 or 5 gals will be your Market Center Tech Trainer, Agent Service Coordinator, Market Center Tech Trainer. And then each market center also has ALC members. And these are the members that we had talked about before, that are, it's a leadership council made up of the top 20% of your market center. And so each of the market centers has a wall that shows who those people are. And if you have anything in particular that you want to ask an expert, it's a great place to go. Okay, we also have profit share and growth share. 40% of the profits from KWC, from Keller Williams, goes back to the agents. There is an Ignite class on this. I have taught that as well. And it just kind of shows you how you can create passive income based on your particular business model. And it gives you an opportunity to really build wealth. So there's no financial risk in it. There's no legal risk. There's no down payment. There's no phone calls. Basically, what happens is that you sign up for profit share. And again, the profits from your market center come back to you in dividends. All right, another aha. Somebody surely has an aha. Okay. That's all right. All right, KW Resources. There are a variety of resources available to you. This particular slide shows a variety of them that Gary Keller has made available. They're not available in all areas. For instance, Keller Mortgage, I don't know that it's available in Oregon or not, but we've partnershiped with Envoy. And so we have partnerships within our own area as well. But we call these power partners, and they are a variety of types of businesses that help with a variety of services. And if you want to find a full list, you can always go to experiencebrokeragenetwork.com. Experience is without the E, is experience. And you'll find a full list of power partners. These power partners are here. They have integrated, many of them are integrated into Command. And oftentimes you can receive discounts. There's real estate school in there. There's photography drone company. There's home warranty companies, a variety of companies that have made their services available to us, often at discounted rates. Okay, communities. KW has a variety of communities. So if you are interested in a particular type of real estate, we have communities for that. So let's say you want to you live in downtown Portland, you want to focus on the luxury aspects. There are communities where you can get together and network with other people who are selling luxury. Same with military. Maybe you want to focus on military, both veterans and active duty. And you want to, maybe you've partnered up with a mortgage company that focuses on the VA. Whatever it is that you want to focus on, there is a community for this. They don't require, the benefit of these communities is that you can network with other people who are doing that type of real estate. You don't need additional licenses or anything to sell land or to sell military, but these communities are going to be are going to have people who have been practicing this kind of real estate and can possibly help you become more successful in what's required.
I have a quick question. So for luxury, isn't there a barrier of entry? Don't you have to sell a certain amount of $1 million properties to get into
There
luxury?
is. I don't believe that you have to do that in order to be in the community. And that's something that I could really, I probably should check on. Because if that's something that you want to break into, joining their community is going to help you network with those who are already doing it. So who asked me that? Was it
Jake,
Jake?
yeah.
Okay.
Because I know that out in Utah, you had to sell a certain amount of $1 million properties
Yeah.
to use their branding.
Yes.
But I don't know if it's just to join the community or not.
Yeah, and I do know that you have to sell a certain amount, but I don't know that that's required for the community. So I will check on that. Jake, which
sure.
market center did you tell me you're from?
I am in Umpqua Valley, so Roseburg.
Oh, okay, perfect. I'll see if I can find out. That's a good question, and thank you for bringing that up because that's something that I do need to know. So, yeah. Anything else? Anybody else have any ahas or, anything? No? Okay. We're gonna move on then. Okay, now we're gonna get fun. We're gonna talk about your career vision. Do y'all have the uh sheets, are you following along with your manuals?
I have an electronic version
Okay,
that
all right.
we don't have the actual binders for
Okay.
Sunset right now.
So what you might want to do is just like grab a piece of paper that you can write on, maybe later, just print off certain pages. Because what we're going to do is we're going to put together kind of a plan for you. And that would just be a great visual to help you literally put it on paper. So what we're going to do is we are going to look at your vision, your future. So on a piece of paper, what I would have you do is write down a year from today. So that's going to be 9/9/2026. And what you'll do is you think about a year from now, where you want to be, what you want your business to look like. So is your business is thriving and your life is everything you've dreamed of. Your customers rave about the experience and value you provide and think of you when they have a real estate need. Your family and friends are so proud of your success and are consistently referring business your way. You're helping others live their dream and owning a home because you're focused on helping them get what they desire. You're building the foundation and momentum for your entire career and gaining relationships and experiences and the income you desire. We're going to talk more about that here in a minute. You're the top agent in your market center or rookie of the year if you're new. You're poised to hire a part-time assistant to handle your 80% while you take care of the 20% that grows your business. You're on the path to what? So I want you to kind of just take a minute and I want you to think about that additional what. You're on a path. This is your path. You joined real estate for a reason. You are here because you want to accomplish something. So I want you to just kind of take a minute and think about some of that and add to that list of what you want your vision or your future to look like a year from today. So I'm just going to give you a few minutes and then we're going to talk about a few additional things, okay? Things you might think about are what charities you might want to support. Do you have a certain income that you'd like to realize every year? Do you have some material aspirations? Maybe your dream is to have 5 kids. Caitlin smiles. Anybody coming up with anything fun they want to share? Do y'all have some limiting beliefs that are kind of creeping into your mind right now? Like, oh, I'd like to do that, but yeah, it's probably not possible. Or, maybe that's just not who I am. Be thinking about that as you think about your vision and your future. What limiting beliefs are coming to your mind? What's your big why? Anybody come up with more? You don't have to share what they are if you don't want to, but just let me know if you've kind of added a few things to the list.
I think a big one for me, I come from the nonprofit mental health behavioral health world. It's where I've worked my entire life. So I'd like to be able to be in a financial place where I can continue to kind of give back to that.
I love that. I love that. And thank you for sharing that, Caitlin. I really appreciate that. If money were no object for me, if I could make everything I'd want, I would do a cat rescue. It's not something I would have ever thought 20 or 30 years ago. But today, that's what's important. And keep that in mind too. Just because you write something down doesn't mean it has to be set in stone. Your wants and your beliefs and everything can and will change throughout your life. Believe me, I know I'm an entirely different person than I was 40 years ago. And you will be too. But at least by doing what we're doing, you're creating at least a roadmap of where you want to go. Now, that doesn't mean you can't change that destination. So don't think that what you're doing now is, don't put yourself in a box, even though this next slide has all these little boxes, which I'm going to ask you to fill in. Think outside of those boxes. Don't think small, think big. Oh, that's funny. Donate cat habitat. Have I not seen that before? Have I not like looked at this page? So what I want you to do is in the circle, and if you have your guide with you, I believe it's on page, I don't know what page it's on, because I left my other thing downstairs. But you'll have this diagram in your manual, and in the middle there, I want you to write down what you think you're going to need in order to achieve the goals that you have in the squares. So just take a couple of minutes to do that. And think big. Think big. You can't, I mean, you can't achieve big if you don't think big. So think big. So when you think about, what each of those things might cost you, you're going to add those up, and that's the number that's going to go in the middle of your box. And it may seem frightening, and that's okay, but putting it on paper helps you realize it. You can't realize it if you don't see it. Anybody have anything that they'd like to? I see y'all writing. That's good. That's good. Good, good, good. I love to see you guys writing. This is great. Yeah, just think about what stirs your soul. What's your passion? Give you about another 2 minutes and then we'll move on. Okay. Well, finish up. You can always come back to this, and I would definitely encourage you to. I mean, this is a time to really just sit down and really think about what it is that you're really passionate about and what it is that you truly want to achieve. Anybody can achieve the goals set in this course, but not everybody will. So it's going to take discipline and commitment. You're going to have to learn to follow models and systems and to trust them, to schedule every day. You're going to need to understand your passion and your big why, because that's what motivates you to go forward. And for some people that's money. For some people it's not. For some people, for me, it's feral cats. You know, I want to, I love children. I love people. I don't like to see anybody hurting, but my passion is for animals because they have no voice, and everybody's different. Everybody has their own wants, needs, passions, and desires. And getting in touch with who you are and what yours are is going to help you get the motivation that you need to do the hard things that are required to succeed. Okay. Gary Keller says to achieve success, you need motivation and inspiration for doing it, your big why. So, that's what you have to ask yourself every day. What's my why? It's funny, when I first met my husband, that was one of the first things he asked me when we were dating. He's like, "What's your why?" And I'm like, "What?" And I have learned that I totally and completely understand what he means now. And to just think about it. So again, after this class, take some time, find a quiet place, and just think about the big picture. What is your big why? Because if you don't find out what that is, you're not going to find the time, the motivation, and the passion and the desire to do what you need to do to fulfill that. So this is more than about just business. This is about you personally as well. Okay. So, if you're like me, and like the last slide, if you look at that number in that circle, it probably looks pretty frightening. It's probably a pretty big number. And that's okay. we now live in a world too where it takes more and more just to get by. So don't be afraid of that number. It's just a number and you can achieve that number. There are some things that you do need to think about along the way, especially when it comes to real estate and commissions and how commissions work. I think, let's see, was it Skylar, did you tell me that you're not new to real estate? You're just new to Keller Williams. Is that right?
No, I think that was Jake.
Oh, maybe it was Jake. I'm sorry. So,
I'm also I've been with Keller Williams as well. I just moved from Utah out here to Oregon, but
okay.
I love KW and I wouldn't go anywhere else.
Oh, yes, I love to hear that. I'm with you. If I were to get my license again, there's no way you could drag me away from here. You have done real estate. The rest of you are probably fairly new. You understand that with a commission, you don't get to keep the whole commission. You have to pay the other agent. Your market center gets a portion. There are business expenses, taxes, and then finally, after everybody takes their portion, then and only then do you get your portion. So when we are building our goals, we have to kind of keep that in mind. Oh, I see these little slides. What they're doing is they're eating away at your dollar. Look at this. Well, everybody's got their hand in your pocket, don't they? All right, so I'm going to look at this slide here. So let's just say this is just an example. We're going to just kind of work backwards here. So if you want your net income goal to be $100,000 a year, you have to understand that there's a company dollar and a royalty cap of approximately 30,000. There's business expenses of approximately 50,000. Now, of course, these can change and they do change. And this is, again, just for example purposes only. So after those expenses and the company dollar and everything, if you want to make $100,000 a year, you're going to have to gross $180,000 a year, which means you're going to have approximately 20 transactions with an average commission of $9,000. Does everybody understand where I got that? Okay. So this is just a way for you to take that number that you wrote in that circle and just kind of back, figure out how to get there by working backwards. Okay. Let me see. This one's money. So I have to just give me a second to make sure I don't miss anything here. Okay. I think that's good. All right. Okay. And this is just a great exercise just to see, what it's going to take to get where you want to be. Again, these are all just exercises, just tools to help you to understand the path that it's going to take in order to get where you want to be. Again, over time, these may change, they may grow, they may condense, whatever, that's okay. These are just your goals, but these are some tools to help you understand how to reverse engineer that to get where you want to go. Okay, you know what? Let's see. We're gonna get to the next ahas, and then I think we'll take like a 5-minute break if that sounds good to y'all. Because I think we're like at an hour now. We are. Okay, so again, in your workbooks, you should have this diagram where you can plug in your own numbers and kind of come up with the number of annual transactions that you are going to need in order to achieve the goal that you have set for yourself based on the diagram of what your passions, wants, needs, and goals are. Okay. What are your thoughts about that so far? Is it scary?
It's a little scary, but I feel like it really helps us to like realize our goals and what we want to achieve. So
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Mhm.
Good. Yeah, and it's okay to look at that number and go, "Oh my gosh, how am I going to do this?" But that's a good opportunity to think about what some of those limiting beliefs are in order to change your mind because you other people who are just like you are getting there. So you have just as much opportunity as anybody else. So it's a mind shift. So yeah, anybody else have anything that was interesting or enlightening?
If you sold less than one house a month after like fees and all of the things you have to pay, you would still be above the median income for the state of Oregon,
Well, yeah,
which is
okay,
like that's like a minimum is what I'm saying though. It's like you're still above the
yeah.
average person in the state of Oregon
But
by
Caitlin, would you have realized that or thought about that had we not gone through this exercise?
no, no, not at all.
Okay, good, good. So for you, it was new information that helped you realize, yes? Excellent. I love that. I love it. I love it when my peeps get it. Yes. Okay, I think this is a good time to take just like a 5 minute break. Mostly because your trainer has to go potty and maybe some of you guys do too. So let's just take a few minutes and what time is it now? I will start again at 2:09. Okay, perfect. Okay. All righty. Are we all back? Looks like we are. All right. All right, let's move on. Okay, next up, we're going to talk about our daily success system and what that looks like. So, like I said before, the reason people don't do things is because either they don't want to or they don't know how. So we're going to talk a little bit about the how now and how to do real estate, how to do lead generation, what you need to do in order to realize the goals that you set for yourself in that last exercise. So what that's going to involve. So creating yourself a daily success system is going to help you focus on that 20% that's really important, that's going to result in the 80% outcome. So each day you need to have a certain number of conversations with people to get and you need contacts. We have here what's called a 201 club because according to the real estate to the book that Gary Keller wrote, the real estate millionaire, those who have 201 contacts are more likely to have $100,000 a year incomes. And so getting contacts into your lead base is important. I mean, you can't sell to nobody. You have to have conversations and contacts in order to be known. I mean, you have to put it out there. It's marketing. You have to market yourself. Nobody buys anything without marketing. And I know this. I have a master's degree in marketing. And I understand that marketing is extremely important to success. But I also know that one of the most important ways to market yourself is to simply get in front of people. People do business with people they like, and that's just a fact. And so talking with people, I have one agent in this office right here who says that she has sold real estate in her own neighborhood just by talking to people while she was walking her dog. How many times have you heard of somebody who met somebody in the line at the grocery store and kicked up a conversation, and all of a sudden you find out they're selling, 10 acres out west? It happens. You can't survive in a cocoon. You have to get out and you have to have conversations. You have to add people to your contacts list. Handwritten notes go a long way these days. When's the last time you got a handwritten note? But the fact that somebody took the time to do it shows that they really, really do care. And if you're handwriting notes, it shows you care about your business and you care about doing what you can to help other people achieve their goals as well. So your actions are very indicative of your success. Social media engagement. It takes 7 views of the same product on average before someone buys. So you can't just put it out there and expect people to remember you. There's too much noise in the world these days. So you have to have a social media management system in order to keep that going. And one of the great things that you can do is you can create one through the command system. We have what's called smart plans. So you can set somebody up on a smart plan and they will get automatic emails, text messages. The system will remind you to call them. So there's, again, more tools in order for you to succeed with this particular model. So, but it takes daily work. I remember when I was selling real estate, I didn't quite understand this. And what I would do is I would get in there and I would lead gen and I would work and I'd 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 get busy. And it's like, oh my gosh, it works, because it does. And then I get so busy servicing those customers and clients that I wouldn't continue my lead gen. And so when those homes closed, then I was back to the start again, and I had to start, feeding that pipeline again. So if you create models and systems that you can continually do, then it should help feed that that ongoing cycle. Does that make sense? This is something that unfortunately we do have to talk about. This is the National Do Not Call list. It's Telephone Consumer Protection Act. This is an extremely important thing to be aware of. Do not, under any circumstances, call somebody that has not given you permission to do so. So you say, well, how do I know if I have permission? Well, if they've signed up for any of your information through the command system, and you've probably seen this on other sites, you have to check a box that says you give us permission to contact you via email, blah, 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 blah. So you just have to understand, make sure that before you're reaching out, don't do cold calling until you've checked with the National Do Not Call registry list, because if you do, you can be fined up to $1,500 per violation. Again, through the command, we have set it up so that if they come to you through the command system, you're safe. But if there is ever any question, just check that National Do Not Call registry and just make sure that you're not violating any of that part of the Consumer Protection Act.
So is it free to check the TCPA?
It is, yes. And you know what? I should have it's a government site. I think if you can check for free. I think it's donotcallregistry.org. You can probably Google it and it'll come up. And yes, you can check through there for free. Okay, so powerful conversations get results. So lead generation. Real estate is about lead generation. You've got to contact people. You've got to be consistently and continually creating lead generation. And again, there are a variety of trainings available to you about exactly how to do that. So I believe that even Ignite has several of them to help you with lead generation. Uncover motivations. You want to make sure that you're talking to people and understanding what it is that motivates them, so that you can provide the service that you need. Identify objections and close deals. Obviously, if you're not closing deals, you're not making money. So you just have to understand, to close a deal, you have to communicate and become very open with customers and clients. Speak in terms that customers understand. There are people who never bought a home before. There are people who've lived in their home for 30 years, and they haven't done this in a while. So don't assume that people know, but then also don't assume that they're idiots either, even though some of them may be. You have to find that balance of how to speak with them. Don't speak over them, don't speak under them. And when you do this just builds confidence. And when they see the confidence in you, then you are going to be much more effective at what you do. Okay, so here are some quotes that we are going to look at here. Did you find everything you were looking for? Go ahead, look around, and please let me know if I can help. I see you admiring that big screen TV. Are you looking to get one for the big game this weekend? What do these have in common, or what don't they have in common? Do you get a certain feel from any of these yourselves?
Last one seems more like personable, like and engaging?
Because because he's asking, what are you looking for? Exactly. Yeah. So again, it's how you speak to people. We have through the Experience Brokerage Network, Monday through Thursday at 8:45, we have what's called daily dialogue. And it's an opportunity to get together and just do some learning about how to talk to people. Again, it's just another tool that you can use to help relate to people on their level, because again, people do business with those who they like. And so you want to be, but you want to be authentic too. You don't ever want to say something just because you're trying to get somebody to like you. People see right through that anyway. You have to be sincere, but there are definitely ways that you can say things that make people feel more at ease, as opposed to, you know, I've just got my hand in your pocket. So it's a delicate balance, but understanding and learning it is it's just part of being effective. Okay, what is a sphere? What is your sphere of influence? Who is your sphere? These are people you've met in one way, shape, or form. This could be your babysitter. This could be the person. I'm a Coke addict. And when I say that, I mean I'm a cherry Coke addict. Everybody at my convenience store knows me by name. They are part of my sphere. And I have actually referred business to, I'm not a licensed agent, but I have referred agents in my office because they had needs. So they're my sphere. Even though I'm not selling real estate, we all have a sphere. So you need to identify who is that? Is it the person at the bank? Is it the same person I always go to at the grocery store to check me out? Is it, am I in a group of people that I consistently see? Who is your sphere? Your sphere. Identify who those people are, because those are the people that you're going to talk to on a regular basis. And thank you, Emma, for kind of laughing at my silly little thing. I appreciate that. So, you know, identify your sphere, write it down. Again, 201 contacts is the minimum goal that you want to have in your database. And some of these people are going to be really good contacts and some of them aren't, but you don't know what's going on in their life. And so by consistently being available, understanding who they are and communicating with them is going to definitely take you great places. Okay. I don't know. I wish the guide had a place that you could write those down, but just write them in your smart device, you know, who they are. Even if you don't think they might be selling or needing real estate anytime now or in the future. You don't know. People have babies, they needed bigger homes. People downsize, they need smaller homes. You just don't know who is where in their life. So, you know, everybody that you come in contact with is a potential customer or client. This diagram just kind of talks about what I just said, the likelihood of a move. People move typically 7 to 10 years for a variety of reasons. They buy their first home, and then they have a baby, and then they need to get a bigger home. And then maybe a job has taken them to another location, and then maybe another location. And then now maybe the kids are grown and they don't need so much space. So now they're downsizing. There are a variety of reasons why people move, and 7 to 10 years may sound like a long time, but it's really not. I know a variety of agents who have had people call them back 2 or 3 times based on the life circumstances and situations, because they need to move. They need a different house for whatever reason it might be. I would assume that each one of you is in this for the long haul. I mean, real estate is a very, very, very lucrative business and very, very rewarding, but it takes time in order to really flourish this this beautiful thing, And so repeat business is important. And again, you don't know where in that 7 to 10 year cycle somebody may be. Well, a lot of times they don't even know. So just keeping in touch with people and making sure that your sphere is a variety of people is going to help you. All right. So here we're going to learn to practice the Ford method. So this is just an initialism for Ford to help you find and identify some of your sphere. So F obviously is your family. So once you're in real estate and you got a family member and they buy a house from anybody else, they're no longer family. No, I'm kidding. But it would kind of make you wonder, wouldn't it? It's like, oh, I always thought Aunt Betty loved me. Okay, anyway. So family is, of course, your number one place to look for your sphere. Next is your occupation. Who do you work with? Depending on where you work or have worked, there could be anywhere from 2 to 2,000 people. Surely you have run into people along the way that that can become part of your sphere. And then, of course, there's recreation. Do you go to the gym? Do you have kids in sporting activities, perhaps? Because I tell you, my very, 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 very best friend on planet Earth, I met through our sons. They went to school together. And she is my best friend to this day. Our sons would have been 39 years old. My son will be 39. She lost hers 2 years ago. But we have a lifetime of relationship together. So you never know. Recreation, whether it's recreation that you are involved in, your kids, maybe your husband or your wife plays softball or volleyball. That's a great opportunity to meet people. Dreams, just people that you might meet who have the same ideas that you do, that are part of what you're all about. I mean, you know that there's people, I know I've met people before, and you just click, you just feel it. I mean, there are other people that you're going, get me away from this person. But sometimes there's just a something that makes you really like somebody. And so, they can become your sphere. So this says that I'm going to give you 10 minutes to create your sphere. Think about who's in your sphere. I think 10 minutes is a little bit long. I think I'm going to give you 5 because this is something, again, that you can do on your own. And it's not something that you're going to sit down and do all at once anyway. In your smart device, I have a little thing on mine that's just for notes. And as you go through the day and you meet people, write them down. Think about, oh yeah, what about that person? Or what about that person? There's, way more people than you think you know. And this is a great way for you to just realize who they are. So take a few minutes and write down in your smart device, within your book, on a piece of paper, on the wall. I don't care. Just write down some people that you know or where you might meet people based on your lifestyle. All right. Again, this is going to be a list that's ongoing. It's something that as you go through your day, like I said, as opportunities and, as you do things, you're going to realize more opportunities as you meet people along the way. Now, a really important part of this is not only identifying who this sphere is, that's the easy part. The second part is you have to communicate with them. I mean, you can't just go, ooh, I sell real estate, call me. As fun as that would be, and it might be fun at Halloween, you have to talk to them. So how are you going to approach somebody? Obviously, you don't want to say, hey, I'm a real estate agent. You want to sell your house? That doesn't work very well. So some of the things that you can do is you can maybe that they're going to have a new baby. Hey, I heard you've got a new baby on the way. Congratulations. Tell me about that. People love to talk about themselves. And so it really doesn't take much to get them started. So once you have honed in on a specific thing, let's say, here's another great example. Are you still working at ABC company? How are you enjoying that? With the economy, are there any changes going on with that? Again, they're gonna just spill. They're gonna tell you more than you really want to know. But it's an opportunity to get them to open up. I have just found through the years too, because I'm really old. I'm much older than I look. Thank goodness I still look young. But I have found that people really do love to talk about themselves. They really do. And when they talk and 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 they talk, and you've said 2 words, they're going to tell other people that you are a great conversationalist. It's true. Watch. As you go through life, you're going to realize people are going to think you're a great conversationalist, and all you've said are 2 words. Hi, how are you? And then they go. All right. Did you ever get that boat you're talking about? So you're not always renting one all the time? I mean, just whatever it takes, just if you're in real estate, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have some extrovert personality traits. Most likely you like to talk. Once in a while, there's a pretty shy one, but most of the real estate agents I have ever met are real talkers. And so it doesn't take much. So just get in there and interact with people. It's fun, if nothing else. So yeah, so work on that sphere. Think about the Ford. Think about other opportunities as well. Like I said, as you go through the day, just write down things. I want to interject one thing here too. This is not part of the plan. I just want you to know that if you don't know what to say to somebody, you don't know what kind of conversation starters to have, you're just kind of lost. There's this new thing called AI. And if you're not using it, you need to, because it's not going away. Whether it's Antichrist or not, it's not going away. So utilize it. Everything can be used for good and bad. So if you need lead generation opportunities, just say, hey, not sure what to say. I'm a new real estate agent. I would really like to create conversations with people. Go to AI. Gemini is one that we're using in particular. But what's the best one? The one you use. So get in there, play with it a little bit. It's going to help you beyond measure. You can tell it what to do. If you want something more humorous, just say, come up with some humorous things for me to start conversations with, or whatever it might be. AI is a great opportunity to create some of those dialogues that you might need to spark conversations with potential clients and customers. Okay, what else do we do here? We're actually, I think, kind of getting to the end. Anybody have any ahas, anything that's really stood out to them, anything that they would like to add to or interject or?
Yeah, I mean, I love the way that you framed the Ford method because I've never seen it be used for finding your sphere.
Mm,
Previously, I've seen it be used for like building rapport with people because
mm, mhm.
it's never good to like go and reach out to people and just immediately contact them as like I'm a real estate agent. It's good to like reach out to them about their life and ask them those Ford questions. So I've seen it framed to where people will ask the Ford questions to like build rapport with people, but
Mhm.
I had never seen it used for like actually finding people in your sphere.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it's great for both, you know. Obviously you're going to talk to them about those particular things, but it's an awesome way to also designate who to talk to. I like that. Thank you. All right. Anybody else? All right. I think we're actually kind of coming to the end. Did I actually do this? Oh, I did. Oh, okay. Okay, so can anybody here say that they've actually changed the way that they're thinking? Different ways. Well, Jake just did. Jake just told me a different way to think about the Ford method. So yeah, that's a great you know, way to think about something differently. Um, what do you feel differently about today? What was meaningful?
Going into this, I feel like I've heard from so many people just like real estate's really hard. It's really hard to make it. But I feel like a lot of that has to do with what you're teaching us today, your mindset, what your goals are, setting your goals, setting your business plan, and all that.
It's totally up to you. It does not take a genius. It does not take somebody with, you know, a PhD level brain. It just takes persistence. Um, People do say it's hard because they've not put systems into place. They don't work their business on a regular basis, and then they wonder why they don't have any business. So you guys have all the tools that you need. And I think that Keller Williams in particular has an abundance of tools. So use them. Use them. Yes, real estate's hard. Everything's hard if you don't work it. So you can do this. Each and every one of you can be extremely successful. I have no doubt. So what actions are you going to take?
Gonna keep building this sphere. Every time like you start saying something, I'm like, oh, that's another person. Oh, that's another person.
You don't realize how many people you actually know. I mean, I never really thought about the people at the convenience store helping me with my Coke addict habit here. But you know what? I know every one of them, their first names, and the more I get to know them, the more they tell me whether I want to hear it or not. Sorry, but it's true. You know more people than you think you do. So it's just a matter of that mind shift and thinking about, oh, I know that person. I wonder what they do in their off time. I wonder whatever. Again, it goes back to the Albert Einstein thing. It's the curiosity. Be curious, ask questions. You know, obviously don't be too intrusive, um, but people like when you ask questions because it shows that you care. It gives them an opportunity to share. So great observation. I love that. Did we learn any tools, models, or systems here that can help you become more accountable? Yeah. Okay, good. Good. And just like with any other skill, it's gonna take a minute, you know, it's hard to dedicate 2 hours or 3 hours a day to lead generation when you feel like it's not going anywhere, but it really is. Everything you do is planting a seed. And just like any other seed, it's going to take patience for it to sprout. So be patient, be persistent. That's one thing about my husband. Oh, this guy doesn't quit. He does not quit. He just, in the last couple of years, started, he's been a web developer for many years in the past, and he's semi-retired, and he decided that he wanted to get into the drone business. And so he created a website and he started doing documentary type work. And he started doing this about 2.5, 3 years ago. And drones are becoming more and more advanced. They're becoming more and more popular. There's a lot more ways to use them than there were even 3 years ago. But the first 2 years, nothing. I mean, nothing. It's just like, what? How long are you going to beat this dead horse, dear? Because it ain't getting anywhere. It's time to take it to the glue factory. It's done. Well, last week he just flew to Las Vegas and spoke at the National Convention for UAS, which is Unmanned Aerial Systems. So it's paying off, and it's that persistence. This man will not give up until he finds a solution. And so if there's one thing I leave you with today, it's that. Don't give up. Just keep going. But if you're not going to do something, I mean, if you're putting time and effort into your business, it will grow. It's only when you fail, you only fail when you stop trying. So anyway, all right, what else? Next session, I can't tell you exactly when that's going to be because I was on vacation all last week and I've still got vacation brain. So I have no idea when the next session is, but it will be session number 2, and it's called Embrace Your Job. So look at your calendars, look at your emails, go through your study materials ahead of time, kind of get an idea of what's involved for that particular teaching and training so that you are well prepared. And in the meantime, I think you should just continue to work on your sphere, work on your database, and just talk to people. Just talk. Go to the grocery store just to talk to people. Okay, that might be a little extreme, but you get the point. So I think that's, oh my gosh, that's the last one. We did it in less than 2 hours. Okay. All right, who wants to hear a joke? You all do, right? Because I can just see you just going crazy. Okay, I made this one up. It's the only one I remember. What do you get when you cross a rooster and an owl? Anybody? Okay, here it comes. Cock-a-doodle-hoo! All right, Emma, I love you. Thank you. You've laughed at me all day, so I appreciate you. Oh, I got a heart from Oksana. Yay! Thank you all for participating. I just love when we talk and we interact. Again, I am Lynn Marino, Agent Service Coordinator, Market Center Tech Trainer, Keller Williams Capital City in Salem. You each have an Agent Service Coordinator, Market Center Tech Trainer at your particular market centers. You have a whole group of people who are here to help you, encourage you, support you. Our job is to see you guys succeed. So if you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. If we don't know the answer, we know where to find the answer. So with that, unless there's any other questions, I will let you have the rest of your day back.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you, Sherry. Thanks, Caitlin. Oksana, it was great to actually see you today. Jake, welcome back.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm excited to be with KW, and I would never want to be anywhere else.
I love that. Excellent. Okay. All right. If I can figure out how to shut this down, I'm gonna shut it down now. I'm a tech trainer and I can't figure this out. Okay, bye.